Hey, welcome back.
What's up, Bebo?
We're on our 12th episode, I think.
It's already a dozen?
It's already a dozen. Well, it depends how I'm counting. You know, I can't do like in the old days when I did websites with the little counter. I'd add 1,000,000. So,
Okay.
hey, on the chat box, I said, and someone said you couldn't dance, remember?
Oh. I don't know what you're
You were
talking about.
dancing
Sir.
away.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir. Hey, that was good music.
That or you took dance lessons. some time
Hey,
ago.
no dance lessons here. Huh? That was self-talk.
Aye.
You enjoy the
Well,
show?
then you're ready for the you're ready for the quince.
Hey, later tonight, here it comes.
That's right. You know. Anyway, so we're on our 12th episode, and today we're going to be talking about upgrading your home theater. So
Home
for a rich guy
theater.
like yourself,
I
he's got
haven't had
one.
a home theater in about 10 years. I had one.
Well, you had one. You had a system,
Had.
didn't you?
Had. Past tense. Had.
Yeah.
What do you have?
Well, I have a home theater system and a soundbar system.
You're rich, man. You're rich.
No, one was a hand-me-down, and the other one took slowly time to upgrade.
Down from who?
So, huh?
Who gave you the hand-me-down?
Oh, I'm not gonna say.
How cheap can you be that you cannot buy a home theater system for you and your family?
No, it was given to me. 'Cause I'm just
That's
such
your
a good
story?
guy. It is my
That's your
story.
story. Alrighty.
So basically, in the old days, when the sound stuff started, you pretty much had to do home theater. You had to do home theater systems with audio video receivers, wired speakers. You started off with the 5.1 Dolby Digital, then it went up to 7.2 or something like that, and I think I've even seen a 9. I'm not really sure what kind of speaker system the theater uses, but at minimum, it's probably 5 speakers at minimum, I would think.
Well, when you go, what was the last time you went to a theater?
A month ago.
Alright. There's about 4 on each wall.
right? And there should be a center somewhere. And there's probably two more in the
Two in the
back.
back. Right.
Maybe. So they may be using 7 or 8. I don't know.
All right. So that would
But,
create
you
the
know,
whole surround sound.
yeah. Yeah, it definitely provides a full surround sound. The only problem is they don't have it set up for each movie properly a lot of times. So, but anyway, we're not talking about that kind of theater.
All right.
Some of
All
us
right.
don't have that kind of money.
What kind of home theater system are we talking about?
Well, we're going to look at a couple of sound bars first, because I think those are the most popular now. And they're popular for a couple of reasons.
I tried buying a sound bar, 2 years ago, and it wasn't compatible to my TV, so I had to return it.
Was it because of the cabling or what?
Yes. Yes.
Huh.
So I bought a $99 soundbar, all happy, coming home. So I'm going to be jamming out. When I tried to plug it into my TV, it did not have the connections. So I had to return my soundbar, and that was the last time I did it.
Was it because it had RCA outputs?
No, it had another optical line or something like that.
Yeah. Well, you have to have an optical port on your TV.
My TV didn't have it. It was the old black and white 13-inch.
What?
Yeah, I'm poor, right? So, see, I still have the black and white 13-inch.
Oh my gosh. You don't.
No, I don't.
I hope not. With rabbit ears?
All right. Yeah, rabbit ears, yes, sir.
With the little foil on the rabbit ears?
Hey, and the beam test, the pliers, huh?
The pliers, because you're missing the dial?
Yes, sir. There we go, see?
Now you're making some fun of people at the Marqueta and Matamoros.
No, I'm not making fun of anybody, sir. Anyway, I've gone through those struggles myself. When you literally had to get up and change the channel, right, instead of sitting a mile away with the remote.
Well, I can't recall doing that. But then I had cable all my life.
You were rich, all right? See,
13 channels, but it was cable. And the free HBO and Cinemax every once in a while.
You were spoiled.
No, I wasn't spoiled. It was because my mom had to watch her soap operas and novelas. So. And there weren't 30 Mexican channels like it is today off the air. You know, now you get more Mexican channels than you do U.S. channels.
I've heard that. A friend of mine has an antenna, and he says that he ran it from the attic all the way to his TVs, and he gets who knows how many channels.
Yep. And all the weather girls from all those channels.
I don't know about that, sir. I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway. All right, so we're going to start looking. Yeah, we're going to look at sound bars. And we're going to go to our home. We're going to go, to our theater. I think you're familiar with that. No popcorn today.
Popcorn? Oh, man. Come on. Not even for our 12th episode?
Not even for our 12th episode. So let me see here. Give me a second. Let's see here.
Yeah, how to do it again?
Well, I did. I think I'm going to shut the comments bar because you're being covered.
That's all right. You don't need to see me.
All right. So we're going to flip. And we're going to go. Can you see the...
It's a blank screen.
Well, yeah. because I haven't started it yet.
All right, there we go.
Trying to figure out how to do it.
You forgot. Call your daughter. She probably knows.
Probably, right? Let's see here. Chrome. There we go. No.
You did something.
I know. There we go. Okay. Alright, so somehow my theater here. Give me a second, I'm gonna flip back. Oh,
You didn't pay
I
the
was
bill.
doing the wrong one. No, I was doing the wrong one
For
here.
the theater, that's what happened.
Let's see here. Where are you? That's MS Edge. There we go. All right. So you see
There
Google.
you go.
All right. So one of the very first soundbars is on Amazon.
Are you being sponsored by Amazon by any chance?
I wish I was.
All right. Hey, that ain't bad. $89.
No, it's some kind of brand called Rift 6. It's 35 inches. And what I like about it is the display is within the grill. That's kind of neat. But beyond
What's
that,
the display for?
huh?
What's the display for?
Just so you know what you're flipping to.
Oh, all right, all right. All right.
Yeah. But this one's got a couple. It says it's compatible with most TVs. So it's got HDMI, ARC.
What is that?
Well, I'll explain what ARC is in a little bit.
All right.
Then we've got auxiliary audio, RCA audio, and optical. So back in the old days, it was pretty common to use optical audio because it's a fiber cable. It actually was invented by Toshiba and basically was called EOS Link. And it got adopted quite a bit. But there's something called HDMI ARC that I recently found out. And what it is, let me see if I can flip to it, is basically HDMI, but it supports a couple of things that a digital optical connection does not. And one of the things that a digital optical connection does not support is volume up and volume down. You cannot turn the volume up and down to your TV or back and forth to your receiver with an optical connection. So that's not ideal if you want to control your volume. The same thing with mute. The same thing with power on and off. And automatically change inputs. So optical does not allow you to do any of these features. I didn't know that. Because see, when I had my optical connection, I turned the volume on and off to my receiver, not from my TV. So by having HDMI ARC, you're able to control those features of your soundbar directly from the TV remote instead of the soundbar remote. So, in theory, it's better because you're
So
going to
it's
be
better
able
to
to control.
have that remote with the HDMI ARC card. That way you don't have two separate remotes.
Correct.
All right.
You'll be able to turn on your soundbar. You'll be able to raise the volume. You'll be able to mute. You'll be able to change input directly from your TV remote via
Cool.
HDMI ARC. Digital optical does not allow you to do. Nothing wrong with it. It's just the way it is. Now, a couple of other things with regards to the differences in the connections are the type of formats that it supports. They all support stereo 2.0. They all support Dolby Digital 5.1. All of them do. But digital optical does not support Dolby Digital 7.1. While HDMI ARC and HDMI eARC do. So any movie that is made with sound to support 7.1 channels, you're not going to be able to do it over a digital optical cable. You'll end up with only 5 speakers sound, not 7. With regards to just plain Dolby Digital, they all support it. They support only HDMI supports Dolby Digital Plus. Same thing with Dolby True HD. Only HDMI eARC supports that. DTS, remember that? That's supported across all 3 connections. And of course, DTS HD, that one is only supported by HDMI eARC, as well as DTS.
I am so far behind in the times.
Yes, I was very disappointed because I thought I was up there. I thought my optical connection was like the latest and greatest. Was I wrong? Yeah. So that's the thing. It says HDMI ARC audio is controlled by a single remote control. That means that you can use any of your remote controls to adjust the volume level. Additionally, you can use the remote to turn off and on the TV and any devices connected via HDMI, all with one click of a button on one remote.
Ain't bad.
No, it's not.
So instead of fumbling around for different remotes, all one remote will do everything.
Exactly. Yep. So that's kind of interesting the way that works. So that's back to this soundbar. It's $89, and it's basically has an optical connection and an HDMI ARC connection, as well as an old auxiliary. So that one's kind of neat.
Do me a favor, Dan. Go back to that picture of the art. I've seen that at work, as a matter of fact. For
Yeah.
whatever reason, we needed one of those adapters.
Okay.
It was an HDMI, but it wasn't HDMI, right? And we had to order a special order for that.
Yeah.
We finally got it, but hey, it was, wow, that's what it's called.
Yeah. So that's that sound bar. The next soundbar is Bose, of course. Can't go wrong with Bose.
I won't mention it's somebody's favorite, but
Well, it's not bad. It's only $199. But that one, basically, let me see. Thought I saw the back of. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's the one I couldn't see clearly. But that one's got an auxiliary, an optical, and a coaxial. It does not have HDMI ARC at all.
Bose.
The Bose.
Starts me odd.
So, you know. But they're great. You know. But that one's $199. The next one is by Samsung. And that's more expensive than the Bose.
Ouch.
But it comes with a subwoofer.
What you put in the back, right?
Well, it's always been debatable. I have mine in the front. Or the front side. I'm not sure it matters. It may. Let's see, this one. I think this is the one I couldn't see the outputs. No, this is the one I could see. But let's see if it says what it has. Well, it looks like it's got opticals, so it probably uses only opticals. Now look at that. It talks about wireless surround. But if you see how there's still power requirements in the back.
Well, don't you think they're talking about before in the good old days they had wires running from the speaker all the way to the main receiver, and that's why it's wireless?
Well, that's the only thing that's wireless. But you still need power to the speakers.
Okay.
So you may get your audio wireless, but your electrical. But you still need electricity to power the speaker. So I don't know about you, but there is not always an electrical outlet in the back, or not enough. I know I had that problem because mine's open air.
All right.
So that's what, unless you want to run an extension cord. So that one only comes with optical. Hey boys, behave. So the next one is one made by Vizio.
Vizio, they're supposed to be a good and cheap brand.
Well, that's the one that was my hand-me-down. So this one only comes with RCA. There's no HDMI. There's no optical.
And so what happens if you don't have RCA output?
On the back of your TV? On the back of your TV? Well, you know that there are adapters that you can buy that takes from RCA to something else. So for example, if you have RCA outputs, I think there are adapters that allow you to connect it to whatever audio connection you've got. You have to have an audio connection of some sort. But the common ones, obviously, are RCA, coaxial cable, and of course, you know HDMI carries audio as well as video.
Right.
But the one that I have, the one that's a hand-me-down, is exactly like this one.
So you
Luckily,
have RCA connection from the sound
for the
system to your TV.
Correct. Now the one that I have also has a wireless subwoofer, and it works fine for the bedroom. But I'm not so sure that it would be good for the TV room. So
it's a little bit small, isn't it? 29-inch.
Everything's proportional.
Alrighty though.
This one was by Polk. It's $229. It's actually not on Amazon. So I really don't have much to talk about this one because I didn't really care for it. But I just decided to bring it up. Let me look at another one. Here. I've got a couple of them. Sony has one with a subwoofer.
What's the price?
It's got the price is $278.
Too rich.
Much more expensive than the Bose. This one has HDMI ARC and optical, as you can see there.
So the HDMI ARC would have to go into a regular HDMI or another HDMI ARC?
Your TV would have to have HDMI ARC.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's better sound.
For those of us that have older TVs, they don't even know what the ARC is.
No, you would have to go with optical. And most of your TVs come today with optical. They should. Unless it's one that's very cheap. I'm not sure why I got this other Sony, but this was like $98.
That's why.
Well, I don't know if it was the price.
Had to be.
So this one also has HDMI, ARC, optical, and I'm not I'm sure what that USB I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, that USB connection is. Not really sure about what the use for that.
That has to be for a Fire Stick gaming
Probably.
system
Yeah.
that you plug in the USB to.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion.
So,
Instead of running the sound through your TV of the Fire Stick, you run the sound through the soundboard. Yeah.
that's probably the case. All right, so you're gonna ask me why soundbars?
Yes.
Why do you think?
No. Why?
Well, first of all, they give you simulated surround sound. That would be a plus. You don't have to have 5, 7, or 9 speakers all over the room. You don't have to mount anything. You don't have to run wires. I mean, truly, it's not true surround sound. But you're not going to have to go through all the hassles of running wire, having 7 speakers all over the place. Sometimes you can't hang them if you're in open air. And then keep in mind, you know, the room affects the quality of the sound because your sound bounces off the walls. So, unless you've got a 4-walled room, you're going to have some flaws in a speaker system.
Yes.
Because some of the sound may be going somewhere else other than when you're intended. But there definitely is a difference when you have a true surround sound system. And it's a lot more expensive. So what I've got here is a high-end receiver by Denon. It's 8K Ultra HD, 7.2 channels, 90 watts per channel, which means you're going to get 90 watts per speaker. You can multiply that by 7, and that's your total wattage output. It's built for gaming, music streaming, 3D audio and video, and you've got every connection you could think of. You've got coaxial, you've got opticals for TV, audio, even an optical separate for your game system. You've got up to 4 HDMI inputs, including 3 and 4, which are dedicated to Blu-ray. You've got your component RCAs. And then you even got a 6th one for 8K. And then, of course, you've got HDMI outs at 8K. And they're all ARC. And then you've got your speaker connections. You've got front, right, front, left. Your center speaker. Your surround, which I assume is a subwoofer. Maybe not. Oh no, those are your other ones because there's it's a 7 system. Correct.
Yeah.
Surround back.
Wow.
Of course, you've got your FM to receive radio, as well as your AM. Bluetooth antenna. So for $700, you're getting a machine that can handle every connection you could think of.
And does it come with the speakers and the
No,
wires?
that's separate. But that would be an awesome upgrade. Upgrade. Oh, and it's Alexa compatible.
Hey, what's the
So,
use of having that if you still have to pay extra for the speakers?
yeah, but you're gonna have an awesome sound.
You don't have any sound if you don't have speakers.
Well, I know, but if you're gonna spend that kind of money, you're gonna buy speakers. That's why you're upgrading.
That's all right.
This is not for the poor.
Well, and then, hey, you're talking to the wrong person here.
The next one is one made by Onkyo. Same thing, 8K receiver,
Wow.
and you get a wacky Jackie cloth. I don't know
is
what that really means.
I'm even afraid to ask.
It's a wacky Jackie cleaning cloth. I didn't say it. It was there.
You should Google that and see.
No, I don't want to. I'm afraid what will come out. Well, this one is coaxial. It's got optical. It's got phono for headphones. Your AM FM tuner. It's got HDMI 8K out. ARC. It's got five six HDMIs, 3 of which are 8K capable, and 3 of which are 4K capable. It also has an Ethernet port. It's got USB. And of course, you've got your RCAs, line in, line out, pre-outs. You've got front, center, surround. Not sure what height is. I guess it's surround back. And then it's got another zone. I'm not sure what that does. But that one's also $739.
Even has an Ethernet port, huh?
Yep. Yep.
Why would you need an Ethernet port on a receiver though?
So that you can maybe instead of doing Bluetooth, you could send
String?
music down the Ethernet through a Plex server. You know what a Plex server is?
And I have no idea.
A Plex server is a multimedia server.
All right.
You store movies, music, and basically you access the Plex server through any device. And so instead of going out and doing Spotify or Pandora, you actually have a multimedia server in the house. With all your music.
With all the music that you prefer.
Yeah. Yeah. You can actually download the software and set up an old machine and create a Plex server. That may be a show to do down the road.
It retrieves the music from there.
Mm-hmm. You permanently have it. So if you buy it from iTunes, you put it on your Plex server. And it's distributed throughout the house.
Wow.
So the next one is by Yamaha. Also an 8K. Yep. I don't have this one. I have the lower end model. The 4K one.
It's still a Yamaha though, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you have plugged into it?
I have my Roku, my Xbox 360, my Xbox One S, and I think the fourth one is empty. All connected to the TV. So this one comes with ARC, HDMI out. Then it's got 3 HDMIs. I don't know if they're AK or not. Then it's got 7 more. I can't really tell what each one does. Then you've got an Ethernet. You've got your antennas. You've got your speaker output. Your RCAs, and then your speaker output. And of course, the difference there is that, I'm sorry, these are inputs. So you've got devices that are only RCA. These are inputs, and these are your speaker outputs.
Right. Man.
So that one's $500.
That's a little bit more reasonable.
Yeah. Let's see this next one. Oh no. So that's it for the receivers. You know, obviously, you got to run wires to the speakers. And I looked everywhere to find a true wireless speaker. And I can't find one. And what I mean by wireless, I mean no wire. Even your so-called Bluetooth wireless speakers require a wire, and that's for power.
Well, that's a power wire, yes.
Right. The issue
But when
is
they mean wireless, don't they mean wireless from the receiver to the speaker?
well, that's what it appears to be. But you and I both know that when I say wireless, I expect it to be completely wireless. But that's not the case. But one thing you can do is you can install these in-ceiling speakers that are Bluetooth. And they're wireless for audio, but you're still going to need a source for power. And that's where this comes in. Yeah. So the nice thing about these is that they go in the ceiling. You don't see the speakers, you know, hung on the wall. For my home theater, I have in-ceiling speakers, but mine are wired, and they work great. But my issue was that for the back speakers, I had no place where to mount them because it's open air. So that's why I went with in-ceiling speakers. The only speaker that is not in-ceiling is my center channel speaker. That one I do not have in-ceiling. But that's an option for anyone wanting to upgrade their speakers, is to go with in-ceiling speakers.
But once again, won't the sound be distorted or changed because of the configuration of the rooms?
Well, I can't speak to these, but I can tell you that your majority of your sound is coming from your front right, your front left, and your center channel. The back speakers give you the sounds that you wouldn't normally hear. Pin drops, certain squeaks, certain sounds that you normally don't hear in the front, but you do hear
Right.
from the back. So you're not getting completely all of the sound from the back channels. The majority of your sound is in the front.
Mm-hmm. I just did a search on wireless speakers. Wikipedia has it as loudspeakers that receive audio signals using radio frequency waves rather than over audio cables. Right? So that is a wireless speaker in reference to the definition.
Yes.
The electrical source is not considered a wire.
I know that.
Okay. So,
but
you might be getting the semantics mixed up. All right.
No.
Wireless is called wireless because it doesn't have a wire for the sound. Using it over waves. So.
No, I agree.
So they took away the two cables. All right. That's why it's called wireless.
But now you need electrical. You need electrical in the wired. You only have one cable.
How would you get the power to it?
The speakers in a wired system don't have to be powered. The only thing that's powered is a subwoofer.
The electricity through what?
Through the speaker wire.
When you get rid of the speaker wire, you're transmitting it over the waves. How do you want the power?
Well, that's the thing. If you're lucky to have a wall with power connections, pues you do it the Mexican way. Le cuelgas al alambre para abajo. Now, the way I would do it is I would hire an electrician or do it myself and run an outlet box right behind where the speaker and then connect it.
Don't remind me of running wire, please. I still have nightmares.
Yeah. But I don't know if there is, but in computer networks, especially when you're got video cameras or other kind of network devices, through Ethernet, you can run power. So most of your video surveillance cameras are transmitting video and receiving power over that single Ethernet.
Right.
I don't know if there's the same thing or the same thing can be done for speakers. But obviously, video is a lot heavier than audio.
Yes.
So there should be a way to do it. I just haven't done enough research on it. But from my standpoint, wireless is wireless.
Understood.
But you're right.
I'll give it to you.
No. This is not a one-way show like other podcasts.
Oh, you mean I'm allowed to have my opinion?
You're allowed to have your opinion. You won't get uh, blocked. Unless you really get mad. Or you get the family man. So you've got those, right? And then you've got your traditionals. You've got your subwoofer, your front and back channels, and your center. And if you've got a place to mount them, you're good to go. And they're wired.
That's what I had.
Yep.
That's
Now,
what I
believe it
had
or not,
back in the day.
this brand, Acoustic Audio, is the brand that I have from my in-ceiling speakers. And they work well. So that's not a bad price. And then
How much is it?
$114.
Yeah, but then you would have all the wires running all over the place.
Well, once again, all you got to do is get up on the ceiling. I think you've got experience.
Yeah. My best friend maybe did up on the ceiling.
I'm not sure why I pulled this one, but I guess the other thing, it's got like a little controls on and off.
Wow.
I'm not sure what it all does. I think this was a single one. Like if you want to have it in your patio, or you can plug USBs, all kinds of stuff. But obviously, I mean, the thing is that you have a choice, you know. Do you want to go with a soundbar? Are you comfortable with getting good sound? Sound you could get away with? Pretending that it's the real thing? For most people, it's probably okay.
Right. You're not going to be a sound critic, all right? Or at least most people aren't going to be a sound critic at your
Oh, but
friend's
I
house.
am.
Hey, oh, you are. Remind me not to invite you to my house.
No, plus I couldn't. I couldn't go. I can't deal with two speakers. I gotta have all
Oh,
five.
hand deal. No te acuerdas cuando tomamos agua del charco y ahora es...
Nunca.
Huh?
Nunca tomé
Oh,
agua del
really?
charco. Huh?
You did come from Southwest, right?
Yeah, but I had home theater there too, remember?
And you went to Chromat Elementary, right?
Of course, Proud Lion.
Proud line, right? Hey, you never drank water from a charco, right?
No, from the fountain.
Keep on telling yourself that, eh?
I did.
And that makes you feel better, hey? Keep
No.
on telling yourself that.
So that's the thing. You know, sound bars are good. I think they're good for most people, but not everybody. I think they're good for gaming also. You know, if you want to game and get that quality sound instead of the little 10-watt speakers on your TV, you know, then yeah, sound bars are good for that. And if you don't have space, well, that's even one of the reasons why
Right.
sound bars. But there's one thing that I personally prefer in a soundbar system. I don't like to see wires. So if you're going to have a surround sound system, you either put it right under the TV and hide the wires, or find a way to run, or if the soundbar is on a TV stand, find a way to hide the wires so they're not seen. Because that's a low quality installation.
Low quality installation. What if that's the only thing the person had, and they went out and they bought themselves, a
They didn't
wired
try hard
sound
enough.
system? Man, talk
Go get a
about
drill.
being.
Go get a drill with a 1 inch little circle thingamajig and go zzz. And then get yourself the little
Sure.
black little thingies covers from Home Depot, and then it looks professional.
Mm.
That's one thing that I've always been. I'm not saying that I'm perfect because I've got a crap load of wires, but then I'm running a whole different operation, right? But at my previous places of employment, I was very meticulous about wiring. I do not like to see Ethernet wiring coming down the wall. I better not see Ethernet extra Ethernet wire coming from the wall jack to the computer. It has to be tight and nicely fit.
Does that affect the performance of the Ethernet?
It doesn't, but it bothers me.
So,
As long as I knew that it was a nasty form of spaghetti back there, it bothered me.
It bothered you. So a personal preference.
No, it's just the quality of work.
Quality of what? Personal preference.
No, it's called doing a good job or a half-assed job. And to me,
By the people wiring the network.
Yeah.
All right. If you say so, right? Once again, I don't
No,
want to
it's-
hit off the show, right? Hey.
no, I'm just saying that, wires are bad. If you're gonna have a wiring
Wires
job,
are
you gotta
bad.
hide. Not that they're bad, but the
Hey,
way
hey,
they're
hold on.
left.
You just said wires are bad. Now you're saying they're not. Which one is it?
Well, hold on. Having loose
Explain,
wires
sir.
are bad.
Having loose wires are bad. Hash brown, do you
Correct.
agree or disagree?
He agrees.
He doesn't know.
See?
Get it, boy. I know.
But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna have a soundbar, hide your wire. It's the same thing with the TV. How many times do you go to somebody's house? They've got this big ass 65-inch TV, 70 or 80.
Don't be talking about my TV. Don't be talking about my TV, all right? Hey.
And they have it mounted on the wall, and then here comes down this electrical wire because the socket is down there. It's nasty. Looks bad.
Yeah, it's personal preference. If they
No,
don't
it
have
has-
a problem with it, why should you?
It had nothing to do with preference.
Yes.
They didn't do it right.
You said they didn't do it right. No.
No.
Remember, it's their house. They put it how they want. If they're okay with that wire being that way, you should be too.
No.
As long as you don't have it that way at your house or wherever you
I won't
live.
watch TV at a house with that kind of setup because I won't enjoy what I'm watching. I'll be so
so you're
focused on the
saying-
wire.
You're easily distracted then.
Oh yeah, I'll get distracted.
So you're easily distracted. That's why you would prefer, all right, for the
No,
wire
because
to
when I'm
be
looking at it,
enclosed.
I'm going through different methods of how I could improve it.
But it's not your house.
Well, I know it's not my house, but if
Then-
it was my house, The wire should not be sticking down.
Once again, right? You wear a shirt you love.
What?
Somebody else thinks, let's just say you're wearing a shirt, right? You wear that shirt every day, day in, day out. The shirt doesn't fit you anymore. But you wear it because you love that shirt. I go to you and I say, Dan, the shirt doesn't fit you, take it off. What are you going to tell me? Your own business.
I don't know. First of all, I wouldn't run into that problem, so I can't really think about the situation.
Hey. So, going back to the TV, you are at a friend's house. He or she has invited you to go over to watch a game, a movie, whatever. And now you're saying that you will not watch the movie there because you will be distracted because the installation was not done according to how you would have done it.
Oh, I'll watch it, but not at 100% because of the wire.
Out of the wire.
When I go to places and I see TVs, that's the very first thing that I look for. Whether it's at the doctor's office, at the airport, at the oil change place. That's the very first thing. If I see a TV, I'm observing everything about how that was set up and how it was mounted. I'll give you an example. I went to go get an oil change last week at an oil change place here in town. They had a nice TV. What do they put to mount the receiver? Somebody that probably took wood shop in high school and flunked the class made a shelf. Okay? With the ugliest varnish. He didn't even use Minwax. It's the old varniz. Okay? And it looks bad. So you have this nice TV and you have this ugly shelf holding this nice receiver. That's just bad. There's things
And
you
did
can
you
do.
say anything?
No,
Why not?
because it's not my place.
Oh, there, you said it. You said it. Not your place.
You know? There's things that you can do. If you've got a situation with a receiver, you can buy mounts that you mount to the back of your TV and slide the receiver in. At the place I used to work for, I won't mention who they are, we had these TVs that were medical dashboards. And every guest that we had was displayed on the TV with certain medical vitals. Well, when we installed those medical dashboards, it had to be perfect. Meaning there could be no wires. Ethernet had to be behind the TV. Power had to be behind the TV. And then we bought these mini computers about this size that were mounted to the back. So all anybody saw was a nice 55-inch display, fully high-tech, with nothing but data. No wires. They didn't even know there was a computer in the back. It was perfect.
That was a business, right?
Of course.
That was a business. There's different standards for businesses and there's different standards for personal.
Well,
mind you.
Your personal standards should be higher than your business standards. It's a reflection.
I don't know. If I want to install my TV with wires everywhere, that should be my prerogative. And as a friend, you should not come over to criticize. All right? Well, not if he's going It's good.
No, no, no,
Oh,
no.
you have a wire there. You have a wire there. That wire should be behind this.
Well, I would not tell you that, but you should
Don't
know.
tell me.
If
You
you have a
wouldn't
friend
tell
like
me.
me, what I would think.
You should, if you were a true friend, you would say, hey, buddy, you messed up here, here, and here. All right? Let me help you out.
Oh, I'll show you what to do.
I tell
You
you,
know.
man.
No, no, no. But that's back to the home theater thing. It's a choice. You know,
Yes.
it's a choice. And I
Yes, it
understand
is.
that sometimes people are limited in whether they can run wires, whether they can run electrical. So some houses are not made to be wired. So that's where a sound bar probably is the best choice. If you have a dedicated four-wall room that you want to use into a media room or whatever, with nice theater seats, reclining seats, with drink holders on each side, and maybe USB chargers on the side,
Man.
well then, you can do that. You can run wire and have that nice setup. But it's becoming much more difficult now, especially with the way houses are made. Most houses now are more open air. Your living room transcends into your kitchen. Now the question is, should you have a TV in your living room? I
What's
don't
your
know.
take?
Well, I'm old school, and I only have one family room, so I have to have a TV. But I know that some people who have houses, they have a living room with just furniture, and they have a TV room. That's not always optimal for most people.
Mm-hmm.
So the soundbar is a better choice. But you want to get a soundbar that at least has the ARC HDMIs and the opticals. I mean, I'd stay
If
away
you can
from
afford
anything
it.
that just well, some of those old Vizios, like the one that I have, don't have those.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you saw there's still some on sale. But I can just see someone buying a TV and then buying this cheap ass soundbar, and then when they try to connect it, they can't connect it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
so you got to look out for those things.
Now, did you know some of the new houses are not pre-wired anymore for cable?
Probably not. Do you know why?
My sister-in-law purchased a new house in McAllen, brand new from the ground up, and the builder stated they were not pre-wiring the houses. Reason for that they stated was the cable company, AT&T, and other companies would still have to come in and tear out all that wire and rewire it their way.
Nah.
Right?
No. I mean, for
Or
one thing, go ahead. Go ahead.
it was the cost, the money.
Well, probably. But the thing is that your cable coming into your house today is still coaxial.
Right.
Now it's RG6. It's not the RG59 from the old days, but at minimum it's RG6U, I think. And of course, your phone cable now it's either Cat 5 or Cat 6.
Mm-hmm.
So that shouldn't be a reason. But if he was referring to fiber, well, yeah, that's going to take a special skill.
Yep. Yeah. So
Not your
they
not
had to
your
wait.
contractor won't be able to do it.
No, they had to wait to. They finally got Time Warner's Spectrum and Spectrum. He made and wired the whole house, right? Yeah.
Well, I'd be
After they
curious
moved
to
in.
find out how they wired it. Did they go through the attic, drill between the 2x4 and the wall, or did they
I
do it
think
from the
so.
outside in?
I think they did it from the attic all the way down.
Well, that was pretty good because typically they don't like to do that.
No,
They want to take
my
the lazy
sister's
way out.
house. Well, my sister's house, which is a double wide mobile trailer, they did it from the outside in.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, typically
I'm
they like
like,
to do outside in. They don't like to
oh,
do attics, especially in the summer.
imagine. I wonder why. I wonder why.
Yeah, all that insulation.
Man.
I think you're
So
familiar with
you would think a soundbar would be better for our houses?
for smaller houses. Yes, I would think so. In my opinion, the full home theater system is if you have a dedicated room.
All right. Well,
So, time to go and get an upgrade
that's all right.
along with a
Without
TV.
a home theater, I'll stay without a home theater system or a soundbar. I don't want my
So,
best friend coming over and looking at the wires.
you're gonna keep on hearing stuff out of your 10-watt speakers of your TV.
Yeah, it doesn't
Horrible.
bother me.
It's
Doesn't
not
bother
good.
me one bit. And if it doesn't bother me, if it bothers my guests, I guess my guests don't come over.
No, well, it's about the quality of work.
Sure, sure. Everybody has what they can afford, all right? And those that are fortunate enough to be friends with them or be invited over to the house, in my opinion, should not be the Fitzgeralds. What?
Well, well, we're just trying to be helpful.
I'm trying to be helpful. All right, like, poor person, man. Yeah, barely can afford a $98 sound bar. Yeah, yeah, no, you should have this, and you should have that, and you shouldn't do this, and you
Well,
shouldn't do. I'm like, man,
mejor que te diga yo que alguien más.
so nadie me va a decir. Hey,
You know.
so, hey. So,
Anyway,
all right, if I need an upgrade, imagine you.
I know that's not good. One thing's for sure, I've given up on the wireless dream. You know?
We're a lot older.
Well, no, it's got nothing to do with that. I want true wireless.
Hey, no, that ain't gonna happen.
I know.
They will always need to charge it, power it up one way or another, and it will have to be a wire.
Yep.
Okay.
But a lot of people don't know that.
Well, maybe they do know, but they are blind to the fact that, hey, you know, that they
Well,
need a power source.
they'll become unblind as soon as they take it home and they look at the back wall.
Oh
That's
man, I need a power outlet.
and here comes the electrician. $700 later.
Yes, sir.
So, alrighty. Well, that was it for today. I hope you got
Wow, hey, how long was this episode?
an hour and 11 minutes.
Gosh,
I
hey,
know. And that's
for
going to
our
tell me that I
12th
took too long.
episode. Really?
Yeah. So. Yep. So we'll have another episode next week.
Already?
Not
Yeah, let
not
me
sure what
know.
the topic is, but
And
we'll know in the next
I'll
couple
see
of
my
days.
schedule, see if I can join or not.
Well, that's fine. If not, if not got my secondary co-host.
Alrighty. Cool.
I have to get him on a show before he ends up having surgery. So
Yeah. I mean,
there's a
well,
lot
thank you
there's
for
a
all
lot
for
going
joining.
on. There's a lot going on in the Apple world.
Yes, there is. So, thank you
New
very much for having me on
products.
the show again. All
Alrighty.
right. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, and
No problem.
hopefully everybody is informed. I learned a couple new things today that I didn't know, and my doggy wants to be on the show. I guess I don't know.
That's all
Like,
right. And I meant what I said. You can have your own opinion on this show.
hey, and that's the best part.
You
That's the
you won't
best
get
part.
kicked out or blocked.
All right, good. I appreciate it, sir. All right. Then you all have a good night. All righty.
Alrighty. Bye bye. Hold on. Okay, I disconnected. I think I did.